So let's talk about the rules. And I've said this before. Rules only apply to guys that women are not into. Or maybe she just not attracted to the dude no more. Maybe she just don't like the dude no more. Let me tell you something, man. There's a lot of people within the mainstream media. They talk this talk about, hey, you gotta follow the rules. And everybody jumps in. Everyone goes along with it. Women jump up on it. And they go along with it because they benefit from it. You have to understand that. And a lot of guys, they drink the Kool-Aid too because they butt kisses, right? But if you got your shit together, if you're a real mover and shake out here, if you're a boss out here, or if you on the way up, you ain't gotta be a boss. You can be on the way up. You can be about your business. You might have a plan. You know where you're going. That type of dude, a woman ain't gonna approach him with no damn rules. And that's just how it is. Women only approach guys with these conditions because she wants to control him and pull him around, and she always wants to know what's going to happen next. She doesn't want to be in the dark. You know why? Because she's not really into him like that. He's just probably a short-term deal, or until she thinks she can do better. Now, if she runs into one of those alpha dudes, the movers and shakers out here, the best of the best, the cream of the crop type dudes, she not going to approach him with no type of rules. It's going to be all about him. And it has to be all about him because it was about him before she even met the dude. And she knows that she can easily be replaced by him because he knows he has options. She knows this. Now, the beta dude, she knows that he's a weakling. She knows that he don't have a lot of options. You know why she knows this? Because he's always running behind her all the time. He's always worrying about what she's doing all the time. He's always worrying about what she's up to all the time. A dude that is about his business ain't got time to be running behind a woman trying to figure out what she's doing and who she's hanging out with. We don't got time for all that. And that's how it is. So at the end of the day, like I've always said, for the past, 4 years now, either she's in or she's out. There's no time to discuss where we stand and how we feel all the time about each other. And man, look, people that have things to do, we don't only have time to be on that type of shit all the time. We don't have time to be sitting around saying, hey, are you happy with me? Look, we don't got time for all that. That's for little kids. That's when we were growing up. When your mom used to ask you, how you feeling today? Are you happy with it? Do you like it? Look, when you get older and when you, hopefully you begin to see the big picture and see the bigger scheme of things, a lot of stuff becomes kind of minute. It becomes like, it's not even serious. It's like, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's like a lot of stuff that I used to do in my 20s, it doesn't matter to me anymore. I've done it already. I don't look back on it. I just learn from it and move on. Most of it was fun. That's great. But it's time to move on. Now, there's some people that have to catch up with you or have to catch up with me. That's understandable. But I'm not going to be waiting around for them to catch up. Because a real boss dude, a real mover and a shaker, he ain't gonna be waiting around. You know, he ain't gonna be waiting around to see if she's gonna put out. You know, see, a lot of these women will say stuff like, "Oh well, I don't want to, give it up so soon because I want to get to know him and everything." Which is the worst thing you could do. Because what's gonna change from now to 60 days from now, or 90 days from now, or six months from now? Nothing. So the boss like player, he ain't gonna be waiting around to see or if you're gonna make your mind up. And keep in mind, a woman is not obligated to sleep with you, right? But all I'm saying is those rules don't apply to every dude. That's all I'm saying. So until now, maybe you don't like how you're being treated by women right now. And if that's the case, you got to upgrade yourself. You got to get your money up, make as much money as you can, start a business if you want, do whatever you got to do to create a better life for yourself. Because once you do that, everything is going to change. Your relationship is going to change. Your way of living is going to change. Your way of being is going to change. Your finances is going to change. Just your spirit, who you are at the core, is going to change. And that energy is going to radiate out to other people when you're outside. And they say you attract who you are. You don't attract what you want. See, you get who you are in life. And the quality of your life is dictated upon the relationships you have with people in this world. So your life don't get better until you get better. That's just what it is. And the reason why these rules, the reason why these women have all these rules, because they're insecure. They have to control everything. They have to know what's going to happen next and all the nonsense. But ain't no guy that really feels good about himself that's going to go along with that crap or entertain her insecurities. Either she's going to upgrade herself or she's going to be gone. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Yo! It's your boy. Back again with another exclusive. Smash, like the video. All that good stuff, man. Yeah. I don't get questions from people asking about my experiences living and traveling overseas very often. So, I never really I haven't talked about it in a long time. Probably like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. I never really share my experiences, which in some cases gives me a unique perspective, because I know that how we live here in America is not like everywhere else. How people see me, see you, is different outside of America. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in how things are here, we just assume that it's probably the same elsewhere or worse. And the opposite is true in most cases. Most cases, the opposite is true. I would go as far as to say that how people see us here is the opposite elsewhere. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule, but people in other places, for the most part, they deal with you as an individual, not necessarily as a group. Now, at the same time, they put you, they look at you as a group, just psychologically speaking. However, when you show up, they might change their mind depending on how you carry yourself, how you represent. You know, that's happened to me a couple times. It's like if you're a Black American and you go to some place like Japan or uh, Australia, Korea, someplace like that. The Korean guy might approach you like this: "Yo, yo, 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 what's up?" You know, he thinks that he assumes that every Black American talks like that in real life because he looks at the television. He sees the rap videos, so he assumed that I more than likely talk like that too. You're gonna get that. You're gonna run into that when you go places like Korea, Japan, uh, even Australia. You know, Vietnam. You're gonna run into that. You know, and of course I tell them, hey, everybody's not like that. Everyone doesn't talk like that. Of course, yeah, people talk the way they do, but they don't talk like that all the time. You know, I mean, I don't talk to my mom, my parents like that. I don't say, "Yo, mom." I never talk to my parents like that. I might talk to my partners like that. But they don't understand that. They think it's like you just speak to everybody the same. No, no. So you gotta get that. I got a lot of that. Because hip hop music or rap music today is heavily influenced worldwide. You know, so that's where a lot of that comes from. You know, Mississippi's in the house, but that's where a lot of that comes from. But at the same time, people deal with you as an individual. When you show up, how you talk, how you present yourself, that's what it is. For the most part. Now this is going to vary from country to country, but for the most part, they might have their preconceived ideas about you based on where you came from. But when you show up, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you feed into their preconceived notions, oh well, that's on you. You know, that's on you. But see, in America, if you're Black, that's already one strike against you. People don't care. They don't care. Now you might be a great guy, but it's not gonna go but so far. If you're show up as you're a black male. That's it. That's all they need to know. I don't need to know nothing else about him, honey. You know, her dad, her dad might ask you, hey, this guy name is such and such. Oh, he's a black dude. Oh, he's a black dude, huh? Oh, that's it. His mind is set. It's nothing else to talk about. Nothing positive. See, that's how it is here. And that happens 90% of the time here. When you leave America, it doesn't go down like that very often. This is different ball game overseas. you know, and that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. You see, you can't. I believe you can't really change the minds of people. Now, some people would disagree with that. Some people will say, well, you can get people to change their minds based on how you act, how you talk, how you dress. I call bullshit on that. Because if that was true, it would have happened already. It would have happened before we were born, if that was true. You see, some people will have you to believe that, hey, if you dress good, you look good, you smell good, it should be all good. No, hold up. And if you got a little money to spend, no, that's not true. No, there's a black dude right now getting pulled out of his Bentley by the police. Right now, someplace in America, LA, New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Seattle, there's a black dude right now getting pulled out of his Bentley. The cop is telling him to get out the car. And he's dressed good, look good. Shit. No, different ball game over here. See, we have a social problem. It's a class thing, power thing, influence thing. Of course, we influence. We influence a lot of things that happen. Of course, but we don't run nothing. See what I'm saying? It's a power thing. That's the problem that we have. We're at a disadvantage in this country. That's the problem we have. Now, socially speaking, if we go to some place like Colombia, Brazil, Australia, Japan, where else? Mexico, Vietnam. Now, socially speaking, we would have an advantage over most guys in those countries because we're Black Americans coming into their country. The women would see you as exotic. They see us as exotic. The same, check this out. The same way you look at a Brazilian woman, and you be like, damn, that bitch is bad. They're looking at us the same way. We just don't realize it because we've been beaten down so bad. Some of us have such bad experiences over here. If a woman says we're exotic looking and beautiful, some of us can't even wrap our minds around that shit. We think the woman bullshitting. She's lying. She's trying to run game on us. Some of us are screwed up like that mentally. We can't even take a compliment without thinking something's going on. Yeah, I know quite a few guys that's like that. It's like, they're like, what? She said I had a beautiful penis? What? She said I had nice skin? What? We can't, some of us so fucked up mentally, we be like, what? We don't even know how to take a compliment. They've done a hell of a job on us with the propaganda over here, boy. Now, luckily, I didn't grow up thinking like that, so negative like that. And it had a lot to do with my parents. Because see, my parents never told me I couldn't do it. Never told me I couldn't do anything. They didn't necessarily tell me I could do whatever I wanted either. But they never said I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do. So that's how I grew up. Whatever I wanted to do, and if it was positive, they supported it. Straight up. So I didn't grow up around negative parents or negative sisters and brothers. What up, Jordan? That's a lie. Well, I don't know what part. I seen Romeo Miller say he got pulled over leaving school at USC. He said because of his car, he believes, but he said the cop realized who he was, took a picture of him, and let him go. Yeah, that type of shit happens all the time. Yeah, that type of shit happens all the time. Now, you know why they took a picture with him. They didn't take a picture of him because they thought it was cool. They didn't know who the hell he was. They just saw him, a black man in whatever car he was driving. That's it. They took the picture with him because they know they fucked up. And they're trying to smooth it out. And the officer who pulled him over, more than likely, he didn't want to get in trouble. He didn't want to have to talk to his supervisor. Or maybe the supervisor came out there and realized who he was and was like, yo, man, you stopped the wrong person today. We don't need that smoke. We don't need no bad press. And we get enough bad press here in LA. That's why they took the picture. They're trying to smooth that out so he won't come back and sue. That's what that was about. It ain't because it's not like Romeo's a cool dude. Who the hell is he? Nobody knows. If I saw him down the street, I'm gonna know who the hell he is. He's just like a regular dude to me. Unless somebody told me. When I'm out and about, I don't be looking for rappers or entertainers like that. You know what I'm saying? So just think about it like this. Everything that they put on us all the negativity here. It's the opposite most other places. I know that's hard to believe for some people. It's the opposite. This is why a lot of black women, or just a lot of people in general, there's a lot of pushback when it comes to us traveling or forget living, just traveling. There's a lot of pushback when it comes to that. And, you know, they make fun, call them passport bros and all that type of shit. There's a lot. The reason why that is because they know the desire, the attraction that these other groups of women have for us elsewhere. They know what's going to happen when we get there. Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Japan, Peru, Chile. The word gets around pretty fast. You know? So, you care less about running a celebrity. Me too. I don't really care. Because most celebrities today, they ain't shit. What I'm talking to you for? I mean, back in the day, of course it was different. But today, celebrities today are like hoes. It's all about the bag. That's it. They'll do anything. They worse. Matter of fact, they're worse than prostitutes. They worse than prostitutes today. Man, you can get, as long as you got the bag, they'll say and do almost anything. They worse than hoes today, man. Man, I was so disappointed once I moved to Atlanta and started hanging around that circle. And you know, a lot of them dudes, they know a lot of these dudes because they grew up together. You know, they know the person's manager, they know the crew, person in that crew. So being in Atlanta, if you hang out a lot, eventually you're gonna run into some of these people that know these people. So I was like, oh man, that's how they get down? Pretty much, you know. Yeah, everything is not what you think it is, man. As always, you know. That we're not coming back. Some guys don't come back. Some guys get their damn pension and they move. They gone. Straight up, straight like that. Some guys be like, yo, I got 6 months left. I'm taking early retirement. They get that damn pension. Gone. They sell. Check this out. I know a guy 3 months ago. He saw my man Richie Mack, Zoom from Thailand videos. My man took early, I think he was on the job 20-something years. He took his early retirement, got his pension. He sold everything. He sold his house, sold his cars, put all that money in his bank. Gone. Straight like that. And he said, when I get to Thailand, I'm going to buy me a condo over there. That's it. I said, money. I know and he ain't the only one that's doing it like that. The dudes ain't playing around out here, man. You only got one life to live, baby. Shit. And I can't be mad at them. What I'm gonna say? I'm saying, oh, wait a minute. Take your time. Take your time. This motherfucker probably been waiting for this for 20 years in his life. And finally, he has the opportunity and the means to do it, to actually move somewhere. I can't tell a man to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell another man to slow down? Take it easy. Some folks worship the ground they walk on, and that goddamn Steve Harvey, I get so sick of his ass talking down on men, but his punk ass was cheating on all his wives. Oh, yeah, you know that. You know he's a hypocrite. I know the game. You know? He was just caping for the women. And even after a while, even the women knew he was full of shit. Because you have women that actually tried to do the shit that he was talking about in his video. Or not his video, on the show. Women were actually stupid enough to go out and try the shit that he was talking about in his books and on the show. And it didn't work, of course. And women, he don't get the views like he used to get. He wasn't getting them views like he used to get. A lot of women knew he was full of shit. What up, Paul? It's your birthday? Yeah, today's my birthday, yeah. So it caught up with Steve after a while, which it always does. Most of these guys, you know, that they pander and cater to women, you know, and they'll make some money. They'll make good money telling women what they want to hear. Of course, it works, but it ain't gonna last long. There's no longevity in lying to women. There's no longevity in lying to women and putting them on a pedestal. They're gonna leave after a while, after a couple years. And that's exactly what happened. So he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, man. Appreciate it, Paul. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't stupid. And he ain't the only one. There's a couple people that been doing that shit. Couple people been doing that shit, man. The 90-day rule, fuck that, fuck it. When you want to hell, that's it. Now you know the 90-day rule was the biggest bullshit of all. You know, because think about it like this. What's gonna change in 90 days? What's gonna change in 89 days? Think about that for a second. In 89 days, I still don't really know you. I'm still trying to get to know you in 89 days. I mean, we can go 60 days. What's going to change in 60 days? I'm still trying to get to know you in 60 days. So, is my perception of you is going to get better or worse? And is it going to be based on mainly sex? No. No. If I want you to stay around me in 90 days, it ain't going to have nothing to do with sex. It's going to have very little to do with sex. Now, sex, hey, it might be great, but that's not going to be a deciding factor why I want to get closer to you. No. As a matter of fact, if you put a time sticker or time stamp on anything, that's kind of a red flag for me. Now, keep in mind, a woman is not obligated to do anything with you sexually. But I don't like when people say, "Hey, there's a time sticker for this. There's a time for that." This ain't no goddamn no job. This ain't no damn. You a manager? This ain't no damn job. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my personal life to be micromanaged by anybody, including myself. You know, that's not the game that I want to play. Things should be natural. Should be a natural progression. Some people say organic, whatever. It should be natural. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't be sitting around with a woman and say, "Hey, when is a good time to have sex?" No, that's not a good question to ask. Anybody, man or woman. Appreciate it, bro. Nothing's changing. No, it ain't. It's about that bread. Nah, not all the time, unless she's a damn gold digger or a groupie or a hoe. If the girl is around you just for the money, you don't want her around anyway. When the money get low, she gonna be gone. Or when you have some type of financial problem, she gonna be looking to leave, go somewhere else. So you don't want nobody like that around anyway. What you really want, you want somebody around that's gonna help you get some more money. That's ideally what you want. She should be an asset, not a liability. That's what you want. See, what usually happens when... Hello? Hey, thanks. Well, you at home? Oh, what time you get off? Oh God, yeah, you late. No, I'm on the other line. I was gonna call you back, but you
Well, you called me back. I just came out here about 10 minutes ago, but you call me back in the next 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'll call you back.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, it's my sister. She called and wish me happy birthday. Yeah, see, what usually happens, yeah, I know what I'm about to say. What usually happens with a lot of guys is they'll get with these girls and he's just spending money all the damn time because he feels like that's what she wants. She wants to be going places all the time, and he can't really afford to keep doing this shit. And then he's looking like, I need to find some more ways to make some money. And she don't want to help. That's usually what happens. See, a lot of these women today, especially, they want the guy to be a finished product when they show up. So they don't want to help the guy do anything. They just want him, just show up. You got everything in order. All I got to do is just be around you and look good, and you should be happy with that. This is the ignorance that's being spread out here. I'm like, what? So I'm like, if it's all about you just looking good, I ain't gonna get anybody for that. Shit. If that's the case. There's a lot of women out here, they want the guy to do well that they're with. Right? There's a lot of women, they want the guy to do well, but they don't want to support him. So you know what happens? Usually, he goes out and find another bitch. And the woman that he's living with, she's at home while he's out doing whatever he needs to do with another bitch. Which makes no sense, by the way. But he feels like he's forced to do it because he doesn't know how to handle the situation at home. Or he just don't have time to handle it at home. So once he goes out elsewhere, start making all these moves or whatever, eventually the bitch at the house, she has to go. He's planning to get rid of her. That happens all the time. You can see a lot of women have the entitlement mentality. They want to do a lot of things, but they want to do the least amount of work, amount of effort to get it and maintain it. What? How the hell can you predict how much time and energy it's going to take to get or maintain anything? But this is the delusional thinking that's running rampant here in America. Happens all the time. This is why a lot of people will get together. They might stay together months, years, 5, 10 years. And all of a sudden, she said, hey, I want a divorce. I can't do this no more. Like, what the hell? All of a sudden, out of the blue. Now, the reason why she can do that is because she didn't put a lot of it into the relationship in the first place. It's easy to walk away if y'all not connected. She didn't really put that much time and effort in anything. The relationship is raggedy. So of course I can put in for a damn divorce and don't feel no remorse, no compassion for the guy to be like, well, I hope he's okay. I hope he's handling things all right. Did you give him a call? No. You gonna call, see how he doing? No. But she doesn't care. She just wanted a divorce because I'm not happy. Who the hell told you you're supposed to be happy all the time anyway? And what does happiness really mean? What about the kids? So you split up the family because you ain't happy all the time. This is the ignorance that's being spread around here, man, in North America. Well, I ain't he don't make me happy. He ain't supposed to make you happy. That ain't his job to make you happy. Happiness is an inside job. It's that way of thinking is a recipe for a disaster. I mean, you can look at some people, you know they ain't happy. Look at them. You 5'4", weigh 300 pounds. Of course you ain't happy. Shit, I wouldn't be happy either. If I wore 300 pounds and I'm what? 5'8". Come on, man. But that ain't my fault. I ain't made you gain all that damn weight. That's how a lot of women think. And a lot of guys buy into it, unfortunately. You're right, I need a physical and mental asset. Yeah, it should be an asset, not a liability. You look, you have enough liabilities as it is today, bro. Kids are a liability. A house is a liability. They take money out of your pocket every single month. You have, even your parents might be liability at some point, but you take care of them anyway. You have enough liabilities. Something have to be an asset. Damn. Some of these liabilities you ain't asked for. But it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do sometimes. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Donna? More than likely she found something that makes her feel the grass is green on the other side. They always do. It's just a different type of grass. That's all it is. You have a whole new set of problems that you have to solve, hopefully. And 9 times out of 10, you won't be able to solve those problems either, because those problems over there are much more complicated than where you came from. In my opinion, I know women may not like this, but I believe going in the future, the less people get married, the better off and cheaper it will be. And of course, look, being single, I'm just keeping a buck. Being single is easy to me, man. It's cheaper, easy. I mean, I can get on a plane tomorrow and fly off. I ain't gotta make no plans for no extra person or no kids and none of that shit. You don't gotta answer to nobody. You don't gotta take care of nobody else. It's just you. And that shit was easy, man. The more people you have to be accounted for and responsible for, the more planning you have to do, the more complicated things can be in most cases. I think a lot of people just take on too much responsibility, and a lot of times they just can't handle it. Sound like an narcissistic woman, wife. To vet a person well before making someone your wife. I'm gonna choose marriage. Yeah, ideally you want to vet the person, but the problem is A lot of guys don't do a good job of that. A lot of women don't do a good job of that either. A lot of women are horrible when it comes to that shit. Women are way worse when it comes to betting. A woman will go get pregnant for a guy and have a baby for a guy, and she know he ain't gonna be able to take care of that baby and raise that child. She know it, but she wants to believe that he's gonna change. I mean, if he can't take care of himself, what makes you think he's gonna be able to take care of another person? I mean, I'm not talking about you fall off, had hardships. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you've been the way you've been for 10, 20, 30, 40 years of struggle. You just haven't figured it out yet. So if you're still trying to figure it out, or maybe you gave up, whichever, why would you bring another person into that equation? Make that make sense to me. She's like, well, I just wanted to have a child. I didn't want to get an abortion. Okay, whatever. It's your body. You do what you want. I'm just saying, you need to pick a better person to lay up with next time. That's all I'm saying. You know, because see, if you pick a better person to lay up with and you get pregnant, you won't be sitting around thinking, should I have this baby with this guy or what? That will ain't cross your mind because you know he's that dude. You know, will he be surprised? Maybe. But you know that he can take care of this child. There's no doubt in your mind. You know, but most women, a lot of them don't think that way. They just get all emotional inside, panties get wet, and they fly off, and it's not. Next thing you know, the guy bending over, but he ain't that dude, and she know it. But in her mind, hey, let's just have some fun, and afterwards I go home. See you next time. And next time turns into a year, 2 years, 5 years, and the next thing you know, she's living with this dude. And come to find out, he's a street dude. Now he's out in the streets trying to take care of family. A recipe for disaster. You know it. You know where that's going to end up at. And he ain't trying to get out the streets either. You can't win in the streets. No. Some people get love and lust mixed up or thirsty, in my opinion. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Sharp, I love how you say you don't need to make much the transition from your 9 to 5. About 5K a month would be enough for most. Hell yeah. Look, if you can crack 5K outside of your job a month, you beat the system. You beat the system, bro. For real. Because you're not supposed to be able to make 5K outside of your job. Man, hey, test this out. Well, no, don't do it. But I'm just saying, if you go to your job tomorrow and say, hey, I just made 5,000 last month. I just made 10,000 last month. They would be like, what? Man, you full of shit. You're probably scamming. You probably got some pyramid scheme. That's what you're going to get from your employees. This is not supposed to happen for you, buddy. You're not supposed to do anything outside your job is a scam for most people. That's their way of thinking. That's their mediocre way of thinking for most people. Because they have to justify why they haven't done it yet or why they can't do it. And they're going to project their insecurities on you. Appreciate it, Brian. The environment has a play in people's dating type or what their parents' choices they follow. No doubt about it. Hey, smash the like button. Just smash the like button, share the video. Yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah, today. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's usually how it is, man. Go to your job and be like, tell them how much money you've been making for the past 12 months and how in 6 months you're going to quit your job and you're going to go all out in whatever you're doing. See what your coworkers say. Listen to what they say to you. You ain't going to be nothing positive. Guaranteed. Appreciate it, Donna. Ain't gonna be no congratulations. I tell you that much. I'm gonna say let's say you got out of 10 co-workers you're gonna have 9 negative comments. 9 negative comments. 9 out of 10 gonna be negative. Hey, you crazy? You quitting your job for some pyramid scheme, for some damn what else? Because you want to teach English in another country, or you want to be a programmer. You leaving your job for all these benefits. They'll go on and on. They'll go on a tangent, boy. You leaving your 401k and be like, nah, I can transfer that over. Oh, well, I don't know, man. It'll be that type of bullshit. It ain't gonna be nothing positive going on. No word of no good words at that job, boy. A lot of mediocre people work at these jobs. If a white person ain't involved, forget about it. It's not gonna be nothing positive. And that's another deep-seated psychology that a lot of people have. They feel handicapped, can't do nothing on their own, or they can't do nothing with the people that's around them. If a white person ain't around, there's no hope. Damn, who raised you? Who raised you with that way of thinking? I wasn't raised that way. Appreciate it, Jordan. I wasn't raised that way. I'm sorry. You have a lady popping out a birthday cake. No, I did that already, Donna. I did that like 15 years ago. I've done almost everything you could probably think of on my birthday. I have nothing else to do that I haven't done already, that I wanted to do already. I've done almost everything. I went to the strip club. I've traveled, taken trips. I've had sex. I already done all that shit. Like I partied the whole weekend or the whole week. I've done all that shit. So now, man, I'm at a place where I'm good, man. I don't really want to do anything. I on my birthday. I already done all that shit. I've had girls tell me, if you've been following me for a while, I've told some of my birthday stories. I had girls say, hey, today's your birthday? No, tomorrow's your birthday? I said, yeah, I'm coming over here. I'm going to give you some. I had women done that shit. And I'm like, oh, well, all right, yeah, whatever. She came for real. that stuff happened like that, It's crazy, man, how things happen sometimes. I be thinking about, oh man, you ain't coming. You just messing around. She came for real, boy. When she said 1:00, she came 1:00. Yeah, I wasn't raised like that. That's cool. Pisces, man, they're usually laid back. Yeah, I'm laid back most of the time. Yeah, I done almost everything you probably think of. A lot of stuff guys talk about doing, I already done it already. I done that shit like 15, 20, 30 years ago. Multiple times. I mean, you get tired. Well, I think I don't know if I got tired of doing the same things over and over, but I don't have the same interest as I used to. That's what I would say. I don't have the same interest. Now, I still do some of the same things I used to do. I just don't do it as often as I used to do. That's what I would say about that. But it ain't but so much you can do. Celebrating your birthday, bro. It's like I'm just happy to be alive, bro. I'm happy to be alive. A lot of people that I grew up with, bro, they not here no more. They died a couple years ago, a couple years back. Well, I'm just happy to be alive, bro. For real. Everybody ain't make it, man. That's part of life, man. Everybody's not gonna make it. You know. Appreciate it, bro. Everybody's not gonna make it, man. It's sad but true. You know. I had people die when I was in the 20s, 30s. Even growing up, I had people die when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. I'm like, damn. And you can't believe that shit happened. You're like, damn, man, I just seen him yesterday, or 2 days ago, or last week. They might have drowned or some shit like that. I'm like, God damn. How the hell he drowned, man? He was a good swimmer. I don't know, man. Some of the shit that happened to people around me, I'm like, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe things happen the way they say it happened. I believe that it was foul play on some of these people, man. I'm not, I'm the type of person, man, I question certain things. People be like, oh, he committed suicide. Man, everybody ain't committing no suicide, man. Everybody ain't jumping off no damn building. They might have had help they might have had help. Everybody ain't jumping off no damn building, man. And everybody ain't having no heart attacks either. Not naturally. People put the gun or shooting themselves. Man, everybody ain't shooting themselves like that, man. You know how hard it is to shoot yourself? Twice. How the hell you shoot yourself twice? What kind of gun was that? Shit. You can't shoot yourself with a 45 twice. In the mouth? No. No. I don't believe that. So you think about it, you putting a gun in your mouth and you pull the trigger twice. No. No. If somebody shoots you in the mouth, that's a mob style killing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's how that is. But yeah, so I'm just happy to be alive, man. You know. But hey, I have friends, close friends that I've been knowing for 10, 20 years. If they call me up and, hey man, let's meet me out here and let's do something. Of course I'll do it, you know. And I do the same thing with them. If it's their birthday, if I feel like, hey, I want to do something or have time to do something with them, I'll do it. I'll call them up, whatever, ask them what they're doing or whatever, you know, regardless of what they want to do. If they want to have sex, hey, we do that too, you know. Yeah. But I've been knowing them for a long time now. I've known them for like 10, 20 years. So we have a good relationship like that. You know, there's nothing they can say or do that, you know. Now I'm talking about women here now. I ain't talking about guys. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, you're a dirty mind. Even if it's a guy, you know, hey, we hang out, man. We go grab a drink or whatever, you know. It's all good, you know. Now, back in the day, I used to have women. I used to hook my buddies up with a girl on their birthday. I had people do that to me. So I've done stuff like that, but I don't think I could do that today. I don't think I know anybody. Do I know anybody like that will do that today? I don't think so. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe someone I do know someone that would probably do it. But I was like I've done stuff like that, back in a couple years ago, back. Same thing with Epstein hang himself. How did he get a rope? Also, the cameras malfunctioned that night. Of course. Well, he wasn't leaving that damn jail. No. He done stole too much money from the wrong people. He wasn't leaving that jail alive. So I wasn't surprised when they said he died. That was a setup, more than likely. Yeah, smash the like button, man. I'm not gonna be in here too much longer. Uh, any uh, any questions, man? I'm gonna put the link in here. I'm putting the link in here real quick. And um, and P.S. by the way, don't forget to check out the Love Can't Wait podcast. I just put a new episode up there yesterday. So check it out. Probably gonna put another one up Friday. You know. But yeah, I'm gonna go another. What up, Michael? Might go another 5-10 minutes, and I'll be out, man. I gotta call my sister back. But oh man, time be moving, man. When I come on here, god damn. But yeah, but man, that's been my experiences, man. Being traveling overseas and living overseas, man. It's definitely a different game. You have been nah, I didn't have him on there. Definitely a different game, man. You don't have to worry about and another thing you don't have to worry about cops fucking with you either. I forgot to mention that. Cops they don't harass you like they do over here. They don't stop you just because you're black and all that. Nah, you don't gotta worry about none of that shit. Yeah. Let me tell you the run-ins that if you have a run-in with anybody in another country, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be a foreigner, just like you. They're gonna be a foreigner just like you. And always keep in mind, I don't care where you go at in any country, you're always going to be the foreigner. You're always gonna be the foreigner. And if a cop is stops you, you really have to be doing something, you know, for the most part, And even let's say a cop stops you. Let's say a cop stops you. And let's say you driving, he stops you. Sometimes, man, you can just bribe him. And he'll let you go. If shit get that serious. If he's thinking about taking you to jail, you can just bribe him, man. More than likely he'll let you go. That ain't gonna work over here. No. No. Yeah. That Japan is starting to do. Well, yeah. What else? They stop you just because you're a foreigner, not because you're black. Well, they've been doing it though. They've been doing it. They didn't just start doing that. They'll stop you because you're a foreigner. It's not just because you're like black. No, you know that's usually how that goes. They was doing that in the '90s when I was over there. It was right before the Olympics. I suspect some security people from the U.S. might have trained them. Maybe I'm not sure who trains them, but I know if you're a foreigner in Japan, you stick out. If you go through the airport or you're going through customs, you're gonna stick out. That's just a fact. And you have to understand how most Japanese people are trained. They have a herd mentality. So if you're in a crowd of Japanese people, I'm like, hey, that's a black person right there. You stick out. Especially if you tall like me, I'm 6'2". You stick out. The average Japanese person is what? I don't know, 5'4" or less. You stick out if you 6'2". The way they think, they're trained to think that way. Anyway, before you even become a cop or security guard. I mean, if you're a foreigner, I mean, the Japanese guy, the cop or security, he doesn't really know what to do with you. Unless somebody told him what to do. Especially over there in Japan, where it's like, it's a very structured environment. They're training for security for Olympics. Even foreigners are saying that it was happening more to them, but maybe it has changed. It's probably about the same. They're not used to a lot of foreigners. Like over here. They're not. Now, if you're a white guy, oh, you have an advantage. because white guy, they in Japan they got that they call it the white Jesus complex. So yeah, that now white guys have an advantage in Japan. You better believe it. But but I have an advantage too. But it's just different. That's all. That's all. I'm 5'7", so we'll be eye to eye. Yeah. A Japanese friend of mine told me they have a saying, a nail that sticks out gets hammered. Exactly. Exactly. They think that way. They're not most Japanese people want to fit in with the crowd. That's how they were raised. They're not used to they don't want to be a trendsetter. No, they want to fit in. They want to be a part of the system. They want to be a part of what's popular. That's how they think. They ain't trying to buck the system. They ain't trying to challenge the authority, the government. They ain't trying to do none of that shit. If you start talking like that in front of the average Japanese person, their eyes start getting big. Like, oh God, they get very uncomfortable. They're not used to being around people that even talk the way I'm talking right now. And if you go back and tell your Japanese girl how you was treated when you was going through customs, they would be like, well, you're a foreigner. That's how they would justify it. You're a foreigner. Well, foreigners don't come through here all the time. That's how it is. And they wouldn't really think anything's wrong with that. You'll be looking at her like, what? Whose side are you on? I'm just telling you how it is. I'm not saying it's right. That's how they think. That's how they operate over there. See, thing about me and probably you, when I walk into a room, everybody know where I'm from. It's no mistake. Everybody know where I'm from when I walk in the room. A Japanese girl can walk in the room. Nobody really knows where she's from. They'll be guessing. She's from China, from where else? Oh, she's from the Philippines. Or she could be from Korea. They'll be guessing. When I walk in the room, they're not guessing. They know where I'm from when I walk in the room. Just that makes people uncomfortable. Just that makes people uncomfortable. I wouldn't mind when you come in. Where you from? South Carolina. That's that. I mean, people know where I'm from. They're not confused. I mean, I can go down the street. I go to where? Walmart, any restaurant. And I walk in, they know where I'm from. They're not confused. When I start talking, they know where they know I ain't no foreigner. They already know. Why does that make them uncomfortable? What do you mean, why does that make them uncomfortable? People like being around people that's just like them. People like the same old thing. They like being around people that's just like them. That's why that makes them uncomfortable. That's why that brings out their insecurities. If you ain't like them, most of the time you're going to have a hard time getting a job. Even though the person that they hire he probably don't have no experience, but he gonna get the job over you because that other person looks very close to the person that's doing the hiring. You can go look this up. Harvard, Yale, they already done studies on this. This is not new. You know, I mean, I didn't have to look this shit up. This happened based on my experience. I done worked tons of jobs. So I know how the interview process usually goes. It only takes one person to say, hey, I don't like them, and you're not getting a job. Period. I know where you're from. This mess. Oh, okay. It only takes one person to say, hey, I don't like them. You're not getting a job. Doesn't matter your qualification. Doesn't matter your education. None of that. Doesn't matter how you dress. None of that matters. You might have answered all the questions. Perfect. You might have said everything they wanted to hear. And you're still not getting the job. Because you could beat the white woman looks better than you. It's a deep psychology that happens on these jobs and these interviews. And yeah. I talked about that in a previous video. Well, a couple years ago. Also, sharper. I think that's why all the Japanese women in the 30s and 40s tend to go for foreigners. They want to break out. Well, in 30s and 40s, hell, who cares? Shit, it don't matter then. The Japanese guys ain't fucking with you if you're in the 30s and 40s. It don't matter. Who cares? What do they have to lose? Why the hell are you trying to be picky if you're in the 30s and 40s? It's downhill from you. You're on the last bus, last train riding out. Shit. What do you have to lose? If you're a Japanese woman in the 30s and 40s, you trying to be picky for what? Are you trying to save yourself for what? What are you trying to save yourself for? Any guy that walks up to you, any woman, forget the Japanese woman. Any guy that walks up to a 40, 50, 60-year-old woman and asks anything, the answer should be yes. Shit. What are you trying to preserve? I got to get to know you better before we have sex. Why? You're 50, 45, 50. What the hell are you taking your time for? What? You ain't missing out on nothing. What are you trying to preserve? I never felt like I fit in anywhere, so I always feel like a foreigner. Oh, I hear you, bro. Reason I say this is my ex-girlfriend. We did a while. Realized she was only with me because I wasn't Japanese. She kept talking about how her culture is boring. It is boring. It is a boring culture. It's a degenerate culture. And that's not a knock against them, but it is a degenerate culture. I'm not gonna say why that is in this video. That's the video for another day. But it is a boring culture. Very conservative, and they have, organized crime is very big in that culture. That's one reason why it's a degenerate culture. We don't have no organized crime. We don't got no mob. We need a mob. We don't got none. We need one. All these other groups of people, they got organized. They got organized crime and organizations and the mob. We don't got none of that. We need one. That's the problem. That's why we're at a disadvantage. We don't got no mob, at all. Unfortunately, they're not even getting chosen at that age. No, they're not. So if you approach a 45-year-old Japanese woman, she can be 40, 45, 50. Man, she'll be blown away that you even approached her. Because you give her a compliment, she'll eat that up. Because she ain't probably haven't gotten a compliment in years. She probably haven't had a guy visit her household in years. If you come to visit her, stay with her, every once in a while, maybe twice a month, you go spend the weekend with her, man, that woman will be like, man, she'll feel like she's in heaven. Especially if you give it to her good. Oh, man. And the older women in Japan usually have decent paying jobs. But they've been working that same job for 10, 20 years. So they usually have money saved up because they ain't been doing shit. They ain't dating nobody. So they have a bunch of money saved up. And that woman will start buying you. She'll start buying shit. Just because. You ain't lying. My ex-boss was a white guy who had a high school diploma and he was a district manager. I was like, he only got a job because he's white. Man, that shit happens all the time. Especially for white guys. Do you know the opportunities white guys have out here? It's ridiculous. The opportunities the average white guys have, ooh, man. It's ridiculous, man. I wish that you had a camera and you could follow the average white guy around on a daily, like weekly basis and see how they work, how the weekends is for them, their whole experience. Even a white woman. Let's take a blonde, blue-haired white woman. If you could follow her around for like a week or two and see her experience in video, shit, you'd be blown away. You'd be like, yo, I've been living all my damn life. I ain't never had nobody do none of this shit for me. It's a completely different experience, for them. Man, there was a white woman I used to be cool with here in Charlotte, like 15 years ago. Every once in a while, she used to come pick me up and we used to hang out like on a Saturday, like twice a month. And we used to just hang out in Charlotte, just do whatever. Go to a bar, have a drink or two, go downtown or go to the mall. People used to just give her shit. She ain't asked for it. And I'm looking like, yo, everything I get, damn near I have to ask or make a deal or some shit like that. Not her. They're giving her free tickets to the basketball game, the football game. Oh, the tickets come in the mail. She don't know where the tickets came from. I ain't never had no football tickets come in the mail. And if it did come in the mail, I knew where it came from. She had no clue where the football season tickets came in from. No. White dudes have way more opportunities than some admit that. I shouldn't say this, but white dudes on everything that black dudes have, from Africa culture to music, the way we speak and dress. Well, they already got it already. They stole it. Well, they already got it already. They already have access to everything we say and do. They'll take out our little slang and start using it in commercials. You seen these commercials where it'd be like, she got that swagger back. I'm like, they talking like that in commercials now? They already doing it. They co-op and took everything we had, basically. You can go back as far as you want in history. It stole everything. They got access to everything, access to all the women too. Well, you got some lame white dudes, of course, but I'm saying the white guys that know what's going on out here, they got access to all the women. They got tired of white women. Got tired of hitting that. They want something new. Let's take a white executive in corporate America. Well, you think they want another white woman? They tired of that. They want something new. They want a Latina or a black woman. Shit. They want a girl that look like Rihanna or Beyonce. That's the type of girl they want. Even if it's for one night. They take 2-hour long, 15-minute breaks, 4-hour long, 1-hour lunches, then another so-called 15-minute break. Man, they do that shit all the time on these jobs. They don't say nothing to them. But Michael, if you do that, you fired. You better believe that. Ain't gonna be too much breaks you going on like that. They'll pull you in, pull you to the side and be like, hey, you're taking too much breaks now. Watch them breaks. So 5'7" is tall in Japan. Yeah. Yeah, it is. White people do get a pass, y'all. I've been working for a company for a black woman with human resources. She was told to hire a white woman. She did not. 2 weeks later, they found some BS to fire her. Hell yeah! Now, on these jobs, black people are not allowed to look out for other black people. That's like a unwritten rule. There's 2 things a black person is not allowed to do. Don't look out for black people and don't punish the white people. Those 2 things. If you break 2 of those rules, you fired. Your day's numbered at that job. You better believe that. Even wear dreadlocks like some island black people like Jamaica. Well, that just depends on the job. Some jobs don't have a problem with dreadlocks. And it depends on who you are too. If you from like Jamaica, they don't give a shit. If you from America, they might say something to you. So see, the game is, it depends on who you are on these jobs. That's usually how that is. That's what was causing me problems in the U.S. It's height. I didn't even know it. Oh yeah, if you're tall, see, you're gonna stick out on these jobs if you're tall. That's just what it is. Let's think about this for a second. You 6'2", I'm 6'2". I'm walking in Bank of America, and I'm going to the visitor's desk. everybody's going to see me. I'm going to stick out. I'm tall dude in a suit walking in Bank of America. Everybody like this. Tall and dark and tall and dark. It is what it is. And check this out. The white women is choosing. White guys don't like that. See, that's the second problem. That's a big problem right there, boy. White women is choosing. Oh man, the white guys don't like that. That'll get you out of that job too. That'll get you fired. If the white women is choosing and you start smashing the white women, that'll get you out of there too. Yep. And a lot of us, we get caught up into that. We think we can go on that job and start smashing all the white women. You can, but you won't be working there long. That's how it is, man. Man, I've been on here hour and a half, man. Smash the like button, man. Share the video and hit the Cash App on your way out, man. And like I said, I'll have a new episode up on the Love Can't Wait podcast probably Friday. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, I'm out. Peace.